Thank you. So I'm Dan Hermmert, and to answer that question, so and Congressman Curtis is going to talk about federal level stuff, which is a whole different animal than what we do at the state level. State level is much more close to the people. It's a little bit simpler to run and pass a bill. And the most effective ways where I have gotten ideas for legislation that have resulted in bills, number one, have been from constituents, where they just called me and or emailed me and said, hey, this is a problem. And when it's a simple problem, that is an effective way just to reach out to your state representative or senator and just say, hey, here's a problem, we need to fix this bill. That could be a cold call, right? If it's simple, it makes sense, it's easy, that works. On the other hand, if it's more complicated, that's where, in my experience, for me at least, it involves having a higher level of trust and or relationship with the person talking to me, to where I view them as a subject matter expert. I view them as someone who's credible, that's not just, you get a lot of calls, emails, etc. from folks that are pretty far out there and kind of conspiracy theorists and whatnot. And knowing that you're a credible person, I have a relationship with you, I've talked to you numerous times, I've met you numerous times, you've invested in a relationship, I've invested in a relationship, and you come to me and say, hey, here's a problem with my industry and regulation associated with my industry. That's where I've also seen that as a very effective way to do legislation, and in fact, legislation that I ran last session that exempted blockchain tokens from the Money Transfer Act, that came because someone who I had a trusted relationship with, a guy named Connor Boyack from the Libertas Institute. It's a libertarian advocacy group, but I don't agree with everything he says, but I know him and I trust him, and I trust him that he's not going to lie to me even if I don't agree with him on the positions. When he came to me with this idea, I was like, yeah, I can get on board with that, and that absolutely resulted in legislation.
Awesome. Same question.